Welcome back, everybody, to Facetious. This is episode 76, brought to you on today, which is June 12th, 2017, approximately 6:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. Look, we are happy to be in front of your eyeballs and in your ears again. I am one of your hosts. I'm Larry, a.k.a. Bluemanrule, and I am joined, as usual, by my main Damien, my co-host, the internet knows him as the Hater Smasher Supreme, and it's none other than Mike, a.k.a. Scarfinger, a.k.a. Real Talk. What's up, dog?
So nice. Okay, so let me go ahead and start this off.
Okay.
By saying the way things have been going, especially in the gaming community with this all this E3 stuff, there's gonna be some cussing today.
You put the disclaimer out early, huh?
There's gonna be some cussing today. There's gonna be some cussing today. I'm gonna try to lay off the F-bombs, but I'm planning on at least 2 or 3.
Oh, okay. That's in the vicinity. That's where you plan on landing. All right. Well, look, we definitely gonna get an E3, brother. I promise. But what I want to do first, I want to hit some feedback because we had some feedback for some people, and I just wanted to get a couple of things out. Now, first feedback comes from Simpson. He said that I could go ahead and share what I wanted to share, but my boy is getting married. He when he was down in Jamaica, he went ahead and proposed, and so he's getting married. Date and everything hadn't been established, but I want to say congratulations to my dude. I know his mama was worried about grandchildren.
Welcome to misery, the likes you've never seen. Welcome to misery.
Man,
you're gonna be sad.
Hey, he could go to gospel on it. He done went to the gospel.
I had to.
That's all he was missing. But so, mad congrats to my boy. Mad shout out to my dude Simpson.
You're gonna be so sad, bro.
Nah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Wait till after that. Oh, buddy, after that first year when the nookie slows down and you just like
when the love fades.
How did I get into this?
Right.
And then she gonna want all your passwords. Like, it's about to be a problem. You can't even get that. You gotta get out. Man, you gonna have to get out of the chick's DMs. Like, it's a whole lot you finna go through, dog.
Right.
Like, it's going down.
Hey, and don't even look here, man. Like, don't even think that even though you bought the TV. Don't even think that you're the only person to really know how to use it, that the remote is yours. Like, let's be clear. The remote is no longer yours.
You better buy her another TV right beside yours. I hope you got a large living room. Buy another TV the same size, because if you buy a smaller size, that's going to be a problem for you later. So This is what you do. Buy another TV the same size. Put it right beside the other TV. Wireless headphones for each.
There you go. That's how you do it. That's how you really make it a house where you really don't talk. But listen, but
my man gonna start singing all the carols. A chair is not a chair.
Nah, man. I find it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different because Simpson is stubborn. Like, he is one of the most headstrong guys I know. So yeah, man. But good thing is, it's not a foreign thing with him, so he's had a live-in partner before, so it's all good. I think he's accustomed to that. But it's gonna be a little adjustment period.
A lot of things you're supposed to be accustomed to.
So we're gonna see how it break down though. But I just wanted to give a shout out there and tell him congrats, man. And yeah,
I'll pay that alimony, but I want some coochie payments.
so
shout out to Chris Rock. That's Chris Rock. That won't be.
Is that really? I hadn't, man. It's been so long since I seen. I found that Chris Rock is not timeless. I found like his comedy is not timeless. His comedy is very of the era, and it doesn't really last. So I
think it's of the era, but if you were in that era, you can still laugh because you remember what that was.
Right. But I think because it's so era dependent, I think that loses some of his punch down the line. So, but since we brought up comedians, let me bring it up because it's actually for shout outs to my dude Darren, who we going through training right now, and we are going through training. He's absolutely destroying training, like he is just killing it, dude. And so we were in training. He was like, "You have to tell Scar." You done flipped a man a little finger. He's like, you have to tell Scar. Number one, he said,
I ain't flipped nobody no finger on purpose.
Oh, okay. No, you did that with with after you blew the smoke.
No, I ain't doing it on purpose. That was
okay.
That one was not on purpose. I got some. I got some.
Just warming them up.
Yeah, that won't that.
Sitting over there warming up. So, all right, that's what's up. But he said that. Going back to last week, when we talk about Eddie Murphy and the comparisons between Eddie Murphy and the comedy. Well, I don't know if it was last week or the week before we were talking about the comedy. Anyway, he said it is absolutely offensive that you think Martin Lawrence would have a better chance at coming back and being successful at stand-up better than Eddie Murphy. He said Martin has nothing but damn Gina. That's the one thing that he has. And he says that, man, Eddie has so much. And
I think Eddie will come back and he will have his version of Run Tell That. Run Tell That, It had its moments, but it wasn't like, ha, 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 I'm rolling on the floor. Like, it wasn't He's So Crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't He's So Crazy. It was...
No. I mean, okay, so what's your pinnacle? Like, I need to know your pinnacle.
Run Tell That. No, I'm saying Run Tell That, it was good, but it wasn't what you expected from him, because a lot of a lot of the changes in his life, he talked about on Run Tell That, and he was talking about like when he was standing in the middle of the road talking about they're trying to kill him and all of this other stuff. But some of that stuff wasn't funny because it's like, yo, you going through some real stuff right there, dog. Like, and it wasn't as funny if he was talking about someone else going through that situation. Right. Because you knew it was him and he was speaking his own truth. Like speaking your own truth, like there's not a whole lot of I didn't find a whole lot of funny in that. Like I felt sorry for him a little bit.
Right. Absolutely.
But I think Eddie Murphy would be the same. Like he comes back and he tries to do comedy, he's going to be speaking his own truth. And a lot of that stuff is not going to be as funny as it was when he was a young man and doing all of this stuff. And he's been away from it for so long. He's a comedic actor at this point. He's not a stand-up comedian.
But that's where I completely disagree, because look at where he cut his teeth, dog. Like
he cut his teeth.
He had to keep that. And that's what spurred all of these different characters that he did in his movies down the line.
There's a difference. There's a huge difference, in my opinion. There's a huge difference than a comedic actor than someone doing stand-up. Like a lot of people say, to me, they've said, you're really funny, you should do stand-up. No, I'm funny in the context of doing this. I have you to feed off of. And I can take a situation and make it funnier. But up on the stage, it's just me.
Right.
And I have to create. I have to incubate, then actually manifest the funny, and that's what I think that he's lacking with all of these years of being a comedic actor and not a stand-up comedian.
See, I don't think so.
I don't doubt that he could be. I don't doubt that he could be funny. I doubt that he could be the Eddie Murphy we want to see.
I don't know, man. Like, if you remember Arsenio's, when Arsenio had his show back for like 6 episodes, and he was like, you know who I want to see? I want to see my main man, Eddie, come back. And he was talking about, just because even when Eddie was young, he was talking about other things. He's talking about going to Africa. He's talking about don't you remember the wife from Africa who wanted half? Eddie, I want half. Don't you remember that? Like stuff like that is, even though that was kind of like maybe similar to what kind of situation he may have encountered, like he made that funny and made that relatable. And I just think that
but look at the things that have gone in his life now, like divorce and it being a parent, and the rumors about him being gay, the picking up transvestites, and trying to pretend like, no, I didn't know, I was just giving the chick a ride. And then now recently his brother dying, and all of this stuff. Like, no, I can't. I don't want that from you right now. Like, I need you to, you know, get past it, find some introspection, and then maybe you could do something similarly funny. But I don't think he got it. Like I said,
if you give me a toss up between Martin Lawrence or Eddie Murphy on whose stand up I would rather see, even right now, given whatever age they are now, whatever experience they have, man, I'm choosing Eddie every time. I'm not choosing Martin in any case.
I'm not choosing Eddie because I would choose Martin because Martin ain't been popping, and he has a lot. He probably has a lot more to. He has a lot more go hard in him at this point. If he wants to do a stand up, he has a lot more go hard in him to put something together. Eddie Murphy doesn't need stand up. Like Martin Lawrence needs something, anything at this point. Like he needs something. He needs something good for him. I want somebody that's hungry. I don't want somebody who's full.
I don't think. See, I hear that a lot of times before. I've heard that before, and I don't think. I really don't agree with that. Think about
Chappelle.
Yeah.
Chappelle was on top of the world. He walked away for 10 years, got hungry, came out with 2 very good specials. A little dated, but they were still really funny.
That first one was legit, man.
Because something happened in his life and he was hungry again. Eddie ain't hungry. Eddie ain't gonna be hungry for the rest of his life, dog. Like
I look. I understand the argument because I've heard it before, but this is not you trying to win a championship. Like, that's hunger. This is not you trying to be the best athlete on the planet. That's hunger. Look, man, when it comes down to comedy, when it comes down to performance, you just have skill, and Eddie was just highly talented. It doesn't come down to hunger. Like, it comes down to he's done this before. It's a craft that he knows. I don't believe, like, that's why comedians, when they're old, they're still funny as heck when they're old, even if they started really, really young. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, comedians never actually stop being funny, and that's the one thing. That's the one thing that I truly believe, because I've heard, how many times have we listened to interviews on Levitard and watched all these shows where you still have all these old comedians who are still funny, right? They're still not doing stand-up, but they still hilarious.
But all these old comedians who are still funny were not ever the top of the mountain like Eddie was.
Eddie? And I understand that, but my point is,
when you at the top of the mountain, you don't feel the need to climb anymore.
No, I think you're superimposing that. I think you're superimposing your mentality onto other people, and I don't say that like I don't say that disparagingly.
The only way he'll really go hard is if he's challenged. But what challenges Eddie at this point? Nothing.
Himself.
Like,
look, people who
challenges him. The only way you can challenge him is if you tell him, Kevin Hart is funnier than you. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? Kevin Hart could do this better than you ever could. He's doing football stadiums, dog. Like that. I mean, maybe that might be it, but I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it. I could be proven wrong. I could very much be proven wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But right now, I don't want somebody at the top of the mountain looking down on me. I want somebody that was at the top, fell down a little bit, and got to climb and needs this thing to happen.
So all those things you're talking about in Eddie's life don't qualify as him falling down a little bit?
But it doesn't. All of those things happening in his life doesn't diminish what he's accomplished.
Right, but I mean, as far as a I guess a level of self-efficacy, a level of self-confidence, a level of self-image, like, yeah, you probably damaged one, if not all 3 of those. So I think that he is quote unquote hungry, but I still hold firm to the belief that you don't have to be quote unquote hungry to be good, especially if you're good before.
I guess I'm just gonna have to die on this hill alone, because everybody seems to be with you. Everybody's here to be with you. I guess I'm on this hill alone, and that's all right. I will be here alone. I will be here alone. And like I said, I will stand here. I will stand here on this hill alone until Eddie Murphy proves me wrong.
Ah, crazy, man. Oh man, what's up? What's up, Chase / Simpson?
Yeah, lower third has been back for a few weeks, but last week it just turned off for some reason.
Absolutely, it just disappeared. It was like a new, in the middle of the show.
Yeah, it's a new lower third. It ain't the same.
Right. It's that half lower third. It's like that lower one. I guess what 1/4, 1/4 and something. But all right, man. So I just want to get that in. I just want to get that in because I thought that it was funny, and Darren was like, "Nah, man, you can't." Darren was like, "I forgave him about the steak, the ketchup on the steak." he said when he's talking about it, it's like
a mixture on the steak.
No, he understood. He understood it was a mixture of the A1 and the ketchup. He understood. He got all of that. It's just funny though, man. But all right, hey man, I told people on the show, look, we're gonna get real black here real quick, and then we're gonna talk about E3. I got 3 things I want to talk about real quick. Real quick, and I don't even want to dwell on it. I saw Wonder Woman this weekend. Don't see why it got 90-some-odd% on Rotten Tomatoes. Don't understand. It's just on your boy. Don't understand. Could be because I watched it on Cody. No, I watched it on Cody, so I'm gonna go again.
Been acting real messed up lately. I had to actually buy through Amazon, buy the Stars channel so I could finish Power because my Cody was not acting right.
And I understand that because, they're doing updates and stuff. They just released like a Windows 64-bit version for Windows 10. So that's going to cause a few. It's just going to allow them to use more memory. So it should run smoother ultimately. But they're just working out the kinks right now. So I think that'll be alleviated in the future. But I do believe that one of these days this week, I may take my son over to the local Cinemark theater because I can get into Wonder Woman for like $4 a ticket. So. Okay. But me and him, we sit down and watched it on Cody this weekend. But
I was gonna watch it with Pooh Bear. But apparently Sherry took her the other day, so I guess I ain't going.
Well, strike that one out. Strike that one out. So, but no. So I just wanted people to say that I firmly believe that a part of it, a major portion of my, I guess not disdain, but I guess disappointment in the movie was the presentation itself, and that was my fault because I watched it in the method that I shouldn't have watched it.
I think, and my screen just froze.
Did it?
Okay,
I'm still here.
And my lower third is gone. You see that? Yours is gone too.
Is it gone, man? Biscuit eating Frenchman. All right, keep going, brother.
I think I like how it's been talked of, and people have said that it's the best DC movie and not the best comic book movie. Like, if you look at it as in terms of just DC, like they've been putting out some stinkers.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know people like some of these movies, but they've been putting out some stinkers. And you know what? I'm cool with them finally coming out with something. And like a lot of people said, like when they decided to get their act together on the Justice League, it should have started here.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
instead of trying to force Batman versus Superman on us.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They should have started somewhere that was interesting. She was probably the most interesting thing about Batman versus Superman, and but now that I'm pretty much caught up with the Flash,
stop pausing me, roster.
now that I'm caught up with the Flash, I would like to see what a Flash movie is going to be like. I'm just rather interested.
I think the Flash movie is kind of in turmoil right now. They keep losing directors and stuff, right?
Well, number one, they still need. I still firmly believe Grant, the dude who plays it in the show, needs to be in there in some variation of an alternate universe somewhere. Like he needs to show up.
I never understood why they do the whole. And Marvel got away with this. It got away from it. The TV actors can't be in the movies. Like that's stupid. Because to be honest, at the end of Smallville, that dude should have been Superman. Period.
Yeah.
Should have been Superman. Period. And I know he was on another show and he didn't really want to come back for Supergirl, but that would have been huge.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard. I've heard people say that before, not just you. I've heard they say that he specifically should have been that. But I don't know, man. I'm glad you brought it up though.
I like the guy that they had for Superman and Supergirl. I liked him. I like the.
Yeah.
I like just having a Superman that smiles, dog. Like just smiling made everything better.
Right. Right. Didn't it though? Right. Because then he's just so, so stoic and looks emotionless. And especially when he's Clark, they're just kind of robotic. And look, oh, by the way, side note, I'm still watching Supergirl, but I still don't like it. Like, I know we brought this up last week, but
I'm not here for this. I'm not here for this at all.
I'm still not down. Like, I'm just not. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah,
I'm very much with you there. I'm here because it connects to everything else I'm watching. So okay, I'm not here because I care anything about this at all.
Right. Now listen. Now last week after we recorded, man, I looked around and lo and behold, there was a Black Panther trailer online.
Man, people have been going off. Like, here's the problem: the Black Panther trailer is one thing, but then they released the poster, and it's him sitting on a throne, and people have just been going off like just seeing a brother on a throne has been like the worst thing ever, and it's racist and it's all of this stuff, and it's like
so terrible, man.
And my man Phenom Black posted a picture. Posted a series of pictures of movie and TV posters of all of these different characters sitting on a throne for the image of the thing, of what it represents, especially Game of Thrones, because you got a lot of people sitting on the throne because it's Game of Thrones.
Watching that throne.
And it's like you got all of these things of all of these people sitting on thrones. No one had anything to say about it. But what's different about this one?
All of this.
Only thing different is a brother, and it's not even like the throne that he was on was that like ornate or anything that. It was cool looking, but it wasn't as like, oh my God, this is different than anything else that we've already seen. But you got a problem with this one. I told you, I'm gonna have to show it to the movie theater with these.
Did Bob?
I'm gonna go to that website. And I'm gonna have to buy those. I'm gonna have to buy those brass knuckles early. There's these things that I wanted to get for my daughter's first date, and it's these things where they look like brass knuckles.
Yeah.
But it's a stun gun also.
What?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get those early and go see Black Panther. Like, I'm getting two. I'm getting two. I'm getting two.
Nah.
One for each hand, and I'm gonna name them jumps.
Hot and fire, like that's all right, man. So no, but that's what's up, man. I just saw the trailer and I was like, oh, that is gonna be what is.
It looks really good, but of course, it looks really black, and that's gonna bother a whole lot of people. But we knew this. We knew when they kept announcing everybody that's on the cast, like. Okay, we at some point between now and when it come out, February?
Yes, February. Yeah.
Okay, between now and February.
Black History Month.
Yeah, between now and February, we gotta have a talk about Michael B. Jordan's hair.
Man, you mean that carpet that's up there?
We didn't have a talk about it. We're not gonna do that today, but we did have a talk about that. Like, bruh, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to not do that. Like you out here looking like you're trying to be a cool version of The Weeknd. Have you ever seen the singer The Weeknd?
I have not. I've heard of him, but I've never seen him.
Oh, first of all, you heard of him because he makes boring music. Oh my God, he makes boring music, but that's a completely different situation. Right. The way his hair is kind of dreads, but it's kind of like upright and forward. Sometimes it goes to the side, but it's like it's not even like in dreads. It seems like it's in dread strips. Like they got a portion of like it's like it looks like someone made his dreads with like wide strips of felt. Like but it seems like a low version of The Weeknd, and I'm gonna need you not to do The Weeknd, bro.
Oh yeah, man, his hair looked pretty bad, but is what it is. It is. I am looking forward to the movie. It looks great.
I'm looking forward to that, but then again, I look forward to all these Marvel movies. So my enthusiasm for Black Panther is no different than it was for Civil War and all the rest of this stuff. Like, so I mean, but I really want to see this because it looks like a dope movie, not just because it's Black people,
right?
But it looks like it's gonna be a dope movie.
Oh, concur.
Yeah, and I want to see a dope movie. I mean, you know, the stars being Black, that's just a bonus.
Right. Hey, I am very much looking forward to seeing how they're going to bring this together, because if you think about it, Black Panther has a skill set that is like elite of the elite, right? He is one of the most intelligent, one of the most athletic, like strategic. Like, he's smarter than most people in the Marvel universe. He has more money than Tony Stark. I mean, like he's sitting on that vibranium mound down there. Like, it's just
like yo. Like, for real. Like, think about this, bro.
You know his net worth? My son told me his net worth. You know,
I saw it a long time ago, but let me tell you this. We look at Tony Stark as the elite of the elite.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got a brother that can walk to Tony Stark and say, nigga, I can buy you.
Right.
Not your company, you.
Right. Man, my son, he told me, he said Tony Stark has a net worth of about $500 billion. And with all the vibranium in the country, and with T'Challa, actually, he said the T is silent anyway, with him being king, his net worth is $9 trillion. $9 trillion. It's just ridiculous, man. Empire.
Yeah, they gotta get Bill Gates in there, and Bill Gates has to be subservient. Like, they gotta do that. They gotta do that, because you know Bill Gates does a lot of stuff in Africa. Yeah, like they gotta have a meeting somewhere else in Africa, because you know they ain't letting him in. They ain't letting him in Wakanda. But
right.
like, you know, they meet somewhere else in Africa.
Johannesburg or something.
Bill Gates does a lot of work over there, so you can just get Bill Gates in there and be like, bruh, I'm gonna need you to buy some better clothes. I want you to not look like you shop at JCPenney. Like, I'm gonna need you to get a better car than that Prius.
Right. Oh, right. No, man, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm just excited. I want to throw that in. I told people we are gonna get real black, but we running short on time, Mike, because I want to talk about E3, but then I also want to talk about these black soundtracks, the best black movie soundtracks.
Okay.
We're talking about.
I mean, I don't have much on E3 because I've only seen Microsoft. I've seen a smidge of UB, but I got in towards the end because I was at work. So all I saw was Beyond Good and Evil, which is a game I'm not interested in at all. So because I never played the first game, so I don't have that love. Right. And you know, I'm not very nostalgic. I mean, I have some nostalgia, but I'm not very nostalgic. I mean, I am wearing a Nintendo shirt.
Right.
But it was more about what it says as opposed to the what you call it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the gaming aspect of it. Yeah.
Right. But I'm not very nostalgic, so I don't know Beyond Good and Evil like that. People speak highly of it, and okay. I think they gave it to us for free on Xbox a little bit ago, and it's still been sitting there. So
right.
so it's not like I'm about to be like, oh yeah, I'm about to play Beyond Good and Evil to prepare myself for the second one. Nope.
Hey, but okay,
that doesn't count. That doesn't count to my 3 and a possible F-bombs today. So
that was a bonus. Okay, so
because the podcast listeners couldn't see it.
Right. So I'll say this. E3. I did watch some of the Ubisoft conference. Far Cry 5 looked pretty good. There was of course, Assassin's Creed. When we'll talk about the Microsoft conference here in just a moment. But then they also introduced a new IP, and I think it's called Starlight or something like that. Pretty interesting. Looked pretty good as far as what they were introducing, and I'm about that life. But since we're talking about Ubisoft, I will go ahead and talk about Assassin's Creed. Finally, they listened to me. Thank goodness. I've been saying it. How long ago did you hear me say they need to take it to Egypt? It's been some years, and they finally took it to Egypt, man. And it's finally coming out, and it's going to probably be the best Assassin's Creed we've played since Ezio. Probably.
Yeah, I like the fact that they put a pause on everything and was like, no, let's go back and let's do this right. Let's stop sending out these yearly Assassin's Creed diluting our brand. So
Right.
let's put a pause on this and let's come out with a good game. I think it would be a good game. Assassin's Creed ain't really my thing. I own quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
I own quite a few of them, but I've only finished one.
I can see that. I can see that.
No, I'm just it's not my jam because I'm not a fan of sneaking. I'm not a fan of sneaking.
Yeah, you're not that sneaky. You're not that dude that does that. See, I'm that dude that does that. I'm that dude that will like jump off the tree like old boy did with the arrow and shoot somebody in the head and land right in the bushes.
How did he not see him in that tree?
that cone of vision, man, it doesn't go up too high. But no.
Cone these nuts, like that makes no sense. How do you not see him in that tree?
Man, I'm just saying it would look pretty good. I didn't see all of Ubisoft conference or Ubisoft, however they want to say it, but it was what they showed was really good. The fact that
did they get rid of Aisha Tyler?
I don't know. I didn't see her. I really didn't. But the fact that at the very end when you were talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2, the fact that Michel Ancel, because it was a battle, man. He left Ubisoft because they wouldn't let him make the game, and he went out and tried to make it on his own, and then they tried to sue him, and then they were like, "All right, we're sorry, we'll bring you back." So they brought him back.
Yeah, my man came out with tears, bro.
Game. He came out crying, dog. He was like, It took him a minute to actually get swallow the tears down.
Here's my problem with that.
Okay.
It's hard enough to understand these UB dudes. Like it's hard enough. Like I admit I have a real hard time with accents.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thicker your accents, the more I'm struggling trying to figure out what you do. Like I'm at my previous job, I had this Jamaican lady, and like I had to figure out what she was saying through context clues, like through the words that she was saying that I understood. I had to figure out what the hell she wanted me to do. Right.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I've been there.
So me personally, I have a really hard time with like really heavy accents.
Yeah.
So it's already hard to understand them. And he was crying, bruh.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but it made me feel good. And Ubi was, and they made him the very last thing they showed today, which was I think honoring that dude. So shout outs to him, Michel Ancel. I'm looking forward to playing it when it releases because man, the concept they have for that universe looks pretty solid, and so I'm looking.
And it's supposed to be it's a prequel, right?
I want to say it's post. I don't know though. I want to say
I was under the impression it was a prequel.
You may be right. Again, I haven't actually watched any of that conference. I didn't watch any of the Bethesda conference because Bethesda doesn't make games I like to play.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying, bro. I watched Bethesda last year, and I was just like, okay. Like, yeah. I just like, that looked cool. I ain't gonna play it. Doom like, and Ace been telling me that I would probably really enjoy Doom, but I'm just like, unless they give it away for free, I ain't even gonna pretend to download nothing.
Doom has been on sale on PC this past week for $10, and I could have picked it up, and I was like, no urge.
I did so much on my Steam list, and I got so much stuff in the Humble store that I ain't even redeemed my Steam codes for that I haven't even put into Steam.
Oh yeah, me too. It's the same way. It's the same struggle. But all right, so since we're into it, all right, Mike, well, go ahead. Let's get into this E3 madness. Let me say this, guys. The Microsoft conference I thought was a really, really good show. So they went, what was it, Sunday? They went Sunday in the afternoon, yesterday afternoon, and they introduced the Xbox One X, which is what Project Scorpio was named. It's now Xbox One X. It will be releasing at $499.
So it's acronym Xbox.
Right, the acronym is Xbox, 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 which actually Knox did put that in the chat a long time ago. And so he did kind of call that, so just Xbox moving forward, which is great. But they also put out a list of all the games. So they showed, let me back up. With the Xbox, the new console, all your old accessories and all your old stuff will still work. They also, it's the smallest console that they've ever made, that Microsoft has ever made. Period. Even including the Xbox One S, it's smaller than that. And as we've said before, and it's been on the website, they have a liquid, like a new water cooling system for consoles. So it's really legit. Comes out really, really strong. And then they released on Microsoft stage, they showed off 22 exclusives that are console exclusives to Xbox. And they showed off 42 total games. And then they also let people know that there are a lot of games that are going to be updated with 4K capabilities, which there's a list of about 30 games, and Witcher 3 is one of them. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm excited about that. But Mike, can I tell you how many people were so hype about this stinking conference who ain't been up on Microsoft in years?
That's all right. Go ahead. Say what you
No, I'm done.
I'm about to drop these F-bombs.
I'm done. Go ahead. What you do? All right, everybody, cover your ears. But go ahead.
No, I'm gonna be careful with my use.
All right. Deliberate.
There were so many people that have been Xbox haters for quite some time, for the whole generation. There's been people that I know of that have bought Xboxes, sold them off, bought them back, sold them off, saying I don't want this thing because XYZ. Most of it has been about power. It doesn't look as good as PlayStation, blah, 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 whatever. And for the last week leading up to E3, they seem to be really hype about the power. Mm-hmm. Well, when the Digital Foundry thing came out, you were saying, okay, it's not about power, it's about games. Mm-hmm. Well, no games have been announced yet. Why are you hyped? Like E3 ain't happened yet,
right?
And they were hyped before E3. So and there weren't really a whole bunch of leaks this time,
right?
So why are you hyped? And you know you tried to lie. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to say that it's not about power, it's about games, and they get hyped before the games get announced.
Right.
That's just proving me right. And you know, well, I mean, I already knew I was right because I called you out. I straight up called you a bitch and told you to come for me if you wanted to. Nobody showed up. Mm-hmm. And so I already feel like I'm right in that aspect of it. But here's my problem. If you looked at what Microsoft showed, they showed you the power.
Yep.
And they showed you the games.
Showed a lot of games, yeah.
The two goals, even though you had the original goal and then you moved it to the other thing, they showed you both. And if you are a hater at this point, and now the only thing that you can hate on is the price point, but let's be honest, the price point is appropriate for what you're going to get.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't build a PC that rivals Xbox at this point.
No.
For $500.
No. Close to
so. $8. Yeah. It's you can't. It's not possible at this point. You know, eventually it will be because you know all the PC parts and stuff go down in price. Mm-hmm. So, I'm gonna say this: if you looked at what Microsoft showed you, and you still hating at this point, as a internet personality. Mm-hmm. As a podcaster, as a webcaster, as a Twitter, Facebook, internet personality in general, motherfuck you.
Man.
Because there's no reason for you to hate on what they showed. They showed you exactly what you've been asking for. And if you say, well, it wasn't good enough, fuck you. Fuck everything that you're about in life.
In life. Why you gotta go to life?
In life. I think for your whole setup. Your whole setup.
The whole demo. Look.
The whole. I mean, if you go into that and say I was disappointed by what I saw, then we know what's gonna happen tonight. Sony's going to show a whole bunch of games, most of which ain't coming out for another 3 to 5 years. And people are going to be really excited, especially when they try to screw you over like what they did with Shenmue. And they want you to pay for it instead of them. And then you get all hyped for nothing. And then like games that been announced 10 years ago, like The Last Guardian comes out and it's the last garbage. And you still trying to pretend like this thing is actually good. Like, we know exactly what's going to happen. And I'm just going to say this in advance of the Sony press conference. Forget everything. Just walk away. Just walk away from everything. We don't need you. We don't need you. And I posted this. I posted a couple of things the other day when everybody was getting hyped before E3. I posted this. And I said, and I posted a picture of the Bitmoji with the dude looking through the blinds. And I was like, yo, if you've been hating this long and now you're trying to jump on Team Xbox, we don't need you. We don't want you. It's good in here. I'm peeking through the blinds. We good in here. We don't need you. We don't need nothing you about. Because what you're doing is lessening our enjoyment by spreading a whole bunch of nonsense. And I'm not here for the nonsense. And I will tell you to your face. And that's why I'm hoping that, you know, I can get my life right and I can start going to these conventions again. And I will show up to the convention and I will tell you to your face, you are nothing. You should leave. There's no reason for you to be here if you only gonna support. If you own both and you claim you only support one, what are you here for? What are you here for?
Right.
Like why do you even care? Like seriously, why do you even care? Go back to Sony where you say you belong.
Man, look.
We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't want you. Don't buy the console. We good. Like it's not gonna change anything about us. So instead of you buying the console and then complaining about it still, don't buy it. And if you're not gonna buy it, shut the fuck up.
And when you do buy it, look, here's the thing. When you do buy it, look, be honest. Seriously, like don't sit up here and try to cast aspersions to one thing or another without doing it evenly across everything that you own.
And stop moving the goalpost.
Boy, man, that should be a mantra this generation, man. Really, people really have to stop moving the goalposts on there, man. Heathen says so much hate. Look, Heathen, there is a lot of hate out there, bro. Believe it or not, though, it's not coming from us.
I'm not really the one that's spreading the hate. I'm telling you to get out your feeble ass feelings and enjoy your damn self.
Right.
Stop spreading this nonsense to your communities and poisoning this thing that we love.
Right, exactly. And that's why I have a problem.
Because that's what it is. It's just poison to this thing that we all are supposed to love. It's poison to this thing that we are games are supposed to be fun. And you make this not fun. And you make me want to punch you in the damn face.
Look, man, look,
and for real, and like from the PAX that we all went to, y'all know how it is. I'm the same way. I'm the same way there. That I am the same way here. When the homie hip hop gamer showed up, I ain't damn move because he's not my people.
Right.
He not my people. I didn't move, and I don't wish no ill will on Hip Hop Gamer. Like he seemed like an RA dude, but like I don't like the rhetoric. I don't like the rhetoric, and I'm not gonna pretend to like you in that group situation if I don't really like what you stand for. And that's exactly how I would be when I show up to whatever your favorite convention is. Whenever I get my life right.
But yeah, man, so like I said, man, I am look, I'm with you, man. And like today I was listening to Easy Allies podcast, and one of the cats on there was talking about, hey man, I think it's a good thing, you know, Microsoft took a cue off Sony and talked about nothing but games, all convention. I'm like, hold on. Don't you understand that since 2013, that's all Microsoft has talked about on that stage?
Microsoft got all of the other stuff out of the way before E3 when the Xbox One was announced.
They did the pre-thing in like February, March, and then brought and had nothing but games.
What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
It's been that way every year. They've been doing the same thing.
And I hate it, and I hate the fact that the community is just a bunch of sheep, just a bunch of sheep, and that's why I don't count myself among you. I'm a wolf. I blaze my own trail. I talk about the stuff that I care about, and I tell you, if it's not something that you care about, that's cool. If it's not something that I care about, that's cool. I did the Game Enthused podcast yesterday after Microsoft, and when we got to games that I wasn't interested in, I was like, I'm not interested in it. Games that I was kind of on, I was like, I need more information before I can decide whether it's for me or not. But I ain't trying to diss nobody. I wasn't, I wasn't trying to take it to nobody in their game, and whatever game you like, it is what it is. I love what I love. If it's not something that I love, you can have it. I'm good. Like there's only one game that I openly diss on. One game series that I openly diss on, and that's Battlefield. I hate Battlefield with a passion.
Yeah, you hate Battlefield. You do hate
Battlefield. I hate Battlefield with a passion. But for everything else, like if this is what you love, do that. Go have you some fun and stop spreading nonsense.
Can I say one thing about this Microsoft conference though? On the back end, the very last thing they showed, that Anthem by BioWare,
Halo Fall.
Man, look here, it looked good, man. It looked really good. It looked interesting. I had more reason to care about it by watching that short little bit of gameplay than I did all of Destiny. So for me,
I think Destiny mechanically is stellar.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But story wise, not so much. And I've never been a huge fan of grinding for the sake of grinding.
Right.
So that's the reason why usually when I get to the level cap, I kind of bow out on games like that. Even though I own Destiny and The Division on both consoles, and grinding is the reason why I don't touch MMOs at all.
Right.
I played a little bit of DCUO, but that was when I had a PlayStation and a PlayStation 3, and I didn't have many games.
Right.
And I never hit the level cap, but because it was kind of like a weird experience. But that's for another time. But yeah, I'm all in on what they're showing. No, I'm not buying a X anytime soon. I'm gonna let y'all handle the early adoption. Just in case because I mean this thing is smaller than any other Xbox they've ever built, but it's that powerful. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid. I'm gonna avoid it for quite some. I'm gonna avoid it for quite some time. But I do want one. But I would think I will look into it after I have a TV that can handle it. Because right now, I have no reason. I have no reason to go 4K. I think 4K is the biggest nonsense. I think it's above 3D in VR, but not by that much. I think 4K is I think 4K is nonsense. Because like I said before, and I'll say it again, scientists have already proven that most people can't tell the difference between 720 and 1080. So how do you think that that 4K is really gonna fare with people, because you can't tell the difference. You can't tell the difference between 720 and 1080, but 4 times that, sure.
Well, you should be able to tell the difference in that just because the contrast is so stark.
You can tell the difference, but do you need it?
Yeah, Slasher say he going 4K next month. Hey man, Scar, you really need to go into your local Sam's or Costco outlet, and you need to go check it out, bro. Like you need to walk in and take a gander.
It's not for me. I didn't even really buy in the Blu-ray. Like I never really bought. I own maybe about a handful of Blu-rays, and most of the Blu-rays I bought it just because I was in Dollar Tree and they had some like Blu-rays from like the 80s. No, they were $1. It was in Dollar Tree. It was like some old like B movies from like the 80s. So I bought them because I'm like, you got Blu-rays at Dollar Tree, so let me get up on this Teen Wolf or whatever.
Whatever it was, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I ain't even watch them. They all still in the wrapper.
Man, that's crazy, dog.
Matter of fact, they don't even reside in my home. They're in my storage unit.
Man. But hey, Mike, look, we almost there, man. We almost done. I gotta get off here and get some homework done. But I did want to bring it up because Darren told me at work that Bill Maher actually apologized on the show for after we talked about what he said last week. Yeah, he ended up apologizing. You don't care?
I don't care that he apologized because it's not genuine. I mean, one of his ex-girlfriends, who is black, said that he uses the N-word on a regular basis at home. I mean, so it's not so like if you're apologizing because we got mad at you for using it on the show, but if you still use it at home, don't none of this matter.
Yeah, I see. I didn't know all of that, but I did want to bring.
I told you, but Bill Maher likes dark meat, so like his girlfriends for the most part are black women.
Okay.
So he likes dark meat, so you know it's probably a it's a thing for him, and I don't. I mean, he, like I said, if he still uses it at home, none of this matters. He only said it because he doesn't want to get taken off the air. Period. And Ice Cube being on there and explaining it to him was kind of cool. But you know, I know that Ice Cube was scheduled to be on the show anyway.
Yeah.
He was scheduled to be on the show anyway, so they ain't got nothing to say. You know, I ain't got nothing to say about Ice Cube being there and doing his little explanation because, you know, but it was going to take someone like Ice Cube to defend him, and I don't think that what he did was defendable. Like you don't defend this nonsense. If he was wrong, he was wrong. If he apologized, that's cool. But if you still using that shit at home, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I already clocked out of Bill Maher because of the Islamophobia, which I think is very very overblown. Like seriously, with the amount of people who are in Islam, if they were all terrorists, we would all be gone because there's way too many of them. If they were all terrorists, we would have been out of here a long time ago. So, the Islamophobia got me to stop listening to the podcast and all of that other stuff. Okay. So I don't really care. Like I just don't care. You know, if he stays on the air, cool. If he's off the air, cool.
Yeah.
I'll check in. I'll check into. I'll check on YouTube when he does new rules at some point and be like, "Ha, that was funny." Not watching the rest. Like, and that's pretty much how I roll.
All right. Well, that's what's up. Well, hey man, do you have any other shout outs? Because I guess we'll hold these black soundtracks back for next week. Because
nope, we don't need to because you only need two.
You only need two. Okay, guys. So what we're talking about is that Scar and I were talking during the week, and I guess it was at the end of last show or somehow we were talking about which black soundtracks are the best.
Well, shout out to my man Stupendous and Will Tastic because they had no idea what we were talking about.
Oh, really?
when we were in the chat and we were talking about this, my man Stu and Will had no idea what we were talking about. No, we're talking about original soundtracks made for a movie that's not scores. Right. It's not scores. Right, exactly. So you know, when it comes to black soundtracks, there's only two that you need. If you need hip hop, Above the Rim. If you need R&B, Waiting to Exhale. Those are the two at the top of the mountain. Like everything else is below those. And we started naming some and going through some track listings, and it wasn't as great as we thought it was supposed to be. Right.
I mean, we started naming, and there are a couple we didn't even name. I mean, we have Love Jones here. We have give me just a minute. Jungle Fever is in there. The Best Man. Best Man had decent R&B in there.
The Best Man is just a great movie franchise.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
The tears. I need to
watch the third one.
The tears that I cried. The third one didn't came out yet.
Oh, yeah, the second one. I need to see the second. No,
the second one, bro. The tears, like, bro, I was crying, like, for real deal.
Were you slobbing? Were you crying to where the nose was running too, or were you?
It was getting there. I was. I was crying for real. Like, luckily, I watched it at home by myself. Like I was doing GameFly. GameFly does Blu-rays. I rented it. I got it through GameFly on Blu-ray, and I was boo-hooing, dog. Like I was no good. I took the beginning to The Last of Us better than I took the ending of The Best Man. Right. The Last of Us made me turn everything off, and I went and got a drink, dog. Like that's how real the beginning of The Last of Us is when you are a parent, especially a parent of a little girl. Right. Bruh, The Last of Us made me turn my console off and go get a drink for real. But the best man had me like the ending. I'm telling you, the ending of that is rough, dog. It's so rough, and it's so real, and it's so well done.
Really, man.
Yes, bro. I'm telling you, watch that joint with your girl. Y'all can be hugging, crying, y'all can be crying together because it's real. It's so real.
see, listen. Now, why that's a good movie. See, one of the movies that I really thought was really good was The Show. One of the soundtracks I thought was good was The Show because it had My Block with Tupac on there, and it had a few other songs. And then it had
so much filler.
It had a lot of interludes. It had like 18 seconds, 16 seconds, and I'm like, man, when you start looking at the actual tracks, it's really not a lot of actual tracks.
It starts off so strong,
doesn't it? Though
the show starts off so strong, but when you from my era and you had the tape, you never really turned it on to the second side.
Yeah, I can feel that because I had the tape. I understand where you're coming from. Like, that is a valid argument.
CD4 is okay, but it's a bunch of spoof records, so it's not necessarily the same kind of thing.
Right,
because it's a bunch of spoof records.
Now, so one of the House Party, I think we never thought of the House Party soundtracks.
When we talked about House Party, and I told you to listen to that New Jack Swing mix.
And I did. I started listening to it. I forgot I did have it on my phone, and I had listened to it before. Yeah, man, that's a good mix.
After jam after jam after jam.
It's once
you get past Big Daddy Kane in the beginning, because I like that song, but it's not how I would have started it.
Well, it's not how you bring it in to jump it off to get down. But by that time, though, I think you're rolling. Like, I think it's in there at a good point.
Yeah. By the time you get, I'm telling you, by the time you get to Motown Philly, you are jamming.
Oh yeah, man, you're grooving.
I was saying, singing that joint got me through elliptical time. Like, right. I was buffing on the elliptical singing Motown Philly like I was for real. I was Wanye for real that day.
Slasher said Teddy Jam. So
yo, for real. Listen to if you haven't listened to that New Jack Swing mix, I'll let your boy. I will get you the link. Download that joint. It is a party.
Oh yeah, it's good.
And when you say house party, when you get to there's a section where he plays a couple of house party tracks back to back. Bro, I'm like, yo, I'm here, go.
You in? Yeah. He does. Yes, I was thinking about that. Yeah, he does. It gets in there, man. It gets in, man. So yes, man.
Age, not the size of those pants you wear. Like I was in there doing a kick step and everything. I was in there, dog.
So I mean, I never thought about House Party, but they had quite a few on the list. I had to close the page, but there were a couple of other ones in there on the list. But there are some. But when you go to think about the black movies, because I was thinking about like Panther soundtrack.
The problem is and we didn't even go back to to the Mac and Superfly, which are fantastic soundtracks. But the problem is, as a whole, they don't hold up to Above the Rim and Waiting to Exhale. Like, there's songs from them that you just like, that's my jam. That was my jam. But they, as a whole, it doesn't hold up.
Right.
And that's how I feel. So it's those two and it's everything else. What you put 1 and 2 depends on what kind of music you're more into. Right. And shout out to my old girlfriend who wrote me a poem, and it turns out to be a song from the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. Like I wasn't gonna see the movie.
Right. Slasher said, "I'm gonna get you, sucker." That wasn't a bad soundtrack, but that was more a soundtrack of his day.
Yeah.
But that wasn't bad at all.
I don't even remember that soundtrack. I mean, I can go obscure if you want me to.
I mean, of course you can.
Who's the man?
I remember I don't remember any songs off the soundtrack though.
I know quite a few.
Well, he said Pulp Fiction. It's not a black movie though.
We're talking about black movies.
It's not predominantly black cast. It's not predominantly.
We talking about black movies. Like Pulp Fiction might be up there. I ain't never heard it. So it might be. I mean, I know the Miraloo joint. Pootie Tang. it's spoof music. It's spoof music, so you can't really roll with it. Especially the song where Pootie Tang doesn't actually say any words.
Right. It just points. But all right, y'all. Well, look, we're at an hour. Mike, go ahead and give you shout outs, man. It's time to wrap it up.
Pootie Tang is one of the funniest movies ever. I know it's dumb as hell, but Pootie Tang is just hilarious, bro. Watching Pootie Tang just slap people.
Oh man.
Take
that belt off, boy.
Yeah. But just, no, when he slapped, did he slap Dirty D or did he slap Froggy? One of them. He slapped the mess. That's one of the best movie slaps.
Yeah.
I mean, number one, Godfather 2.
Yeah.
When he slapped her after she told him that she aborted that baby, bruh, that was he put his soul into that slap.
Yeah.
And number two, what was that? The movie with Eddie Murphy where he was I Spy.
Oh yeah.
When they were doing the sparring, and he just he just gave him the slap on behalf of all his ancestors, bro. Like
I got that on DVD in there, man. I love that movie.
I like I Spy for real. And that's one of the shining gems in his
the latter
recent, in the latter part of his career. Yeah,
absolutely.
Man, shout out to everybody in the chat. I know you're gonna talk about them individually, but shout out to everybody who's gonna listen later. Send your feedback on anything that we talked about. The soundtracks, the E3, Black Panther, all that. Just do that. And send us your feedback however you want to do it. Do Twitter, send us a private message. No one ever sends me anything.
No, I just talk to people, man. I just talk to people pretty much.
But yeah, send your feedback. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to us. And I know I dropped a few F-bombs, but I warned you at the beginning of this. I said 3 and impossible. I did get my possible in. So I warned you before this thing started that was going to happen because this whole gaming stuff really works me up, and I want to punch people in the face.
Right.
So. All right, so we got less than an hour to get prepared for Sony.
Yeah, we got Sony coming up tonight, guys. I'll probably be out there, might be out there listening. I should be able to knock my homework out here in the next 30 minutes or so. And look, this homework ain't no joke, man. A lot of work, but trying to get this class done. Anyway, shout outs to Darren Simpson, Uridium, AZ Rockslide. Pretty much all of them have feedback on last week's show, and I know that a few more people did as well. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. Didn't have a chance to write it down, or I didn't write it down when I ran across it. Slasher, Heathen, and Terrence, who are all up in there in the chat today, along with Simpson as well. So look, man, shout
out to this Hawk sauce that I'm on right now. It's great, and since I realized I can do temperature control, this is great now.
I always wonder why you always interrupt my shout outs, even though I give you the time to do your shout outs first. Like, I just wonder. I'm not upset. I just wonder. Nevertheless, look here. We'll be back in here again next week. We'll wrap
shout
up.
Out to the chat because we didn't really get to the chat today. I did that on purpose. We didn't really go through the chat today like we normally do. Because we were pushing time. But we still appreciate y'all. Hit us up. Hit us up on on Twitter and stuff like that. If you got something that you want us to address, holla at your boy.
Absolutely. Hit us up out there. I also have a Discord. We also have a Discord channel, and I'm trying to get one named Facetious for the voice. We have one for text. Just need to convert it to a voice one. But we'll have it. We'll have it out there. Yeah, hit us up. You can join us out there. Some game nights we don't actually get on Xbox One if people don't play.
Because of damn Awakened Heathen, I actually have that on my phone.
Yeah, and it's man, Discord is legit. Discord is really, really good. But everybody, thank you so much for watching and listening. We really appreciate it. This has been episode 76 of Facetious. Again, we'll be back in your ear again next week with more E3 coverage and maybe more blackness, but definitely a whole lot more funny. All right, peace out to the wars.
Peace out to the wars.